Welcome back, everybody. Last video for the night, I promise, because I know I need to try to sleep. I've got to get up and drive 3 hours north of where I'm at here from Oklahoma City to make my delivery Monday morning. But I want to go ahead and y'all saw the gold pinstripe video, but I wanted to try to show you what I did off camera and where we got to go next. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, we now have gold pinstriping, both sides, and lettering. KKR, King Kettner Ranch. Same thing over here. I pulled a New Haven trick, which New Haven had NH on one side and then NH on the other side down here. I just had to reverse it because the letterings I have do not allow me to go backwards, so they both fall in line. But we have the pinstripe, the lettering, and again, I've already painted this. I still got to make the one last little piece down here to go in. I may do that tonight. I'll get off camera. I'll wait, so that way I ain't looking to worry about it too much. So the next video will be tomorrow. Before I get up there, or when I get to Kansas, we will clear coat everything. Off camera, I may go ahead and paint the ladders and details and stuff in a stainless steel color. Again, this is a modern day take on the hutch, but what my thought process of it was as I was building this is that this is going on my railroad. So why not have a little bit of a fantasy? As y'all might remember in a previous video, I mentioned about having a dream to always have my own cattle ranch. And my cattle ranch name would have been King Kettner Ranch. And so I decided, what if a cattle rancher was a big cattle rancher, which we know they exist even today, was a cattle baron? Well, what if he wants to travel with his cattle, or have his crew go with him? So that's how this came about. Well, okay, so you got your crew, or maybe you do some other stuff and you're moving your own product. Less than carload. Perfect example right here, the hutch. That was my whole thought process behind this when I was putting this together. Again, I like to let the model take itself to where it needs to go. I know that sounds weird, but when I'm doing something like this, I put myself in the mind of the model, or in the mind of what I'm going for. Such as, again, I put myself in the mind of a cattle rancher from the 1800s. Some of them did have private rail cars, but they would travel with their cattle to sell or market or whatever. And as I was allowing the car to let me follow what it wanted and allow the artistic, creative side to flow, I was also thinking about my great-grandfather, who was a cattle rancher in Mahia, Texas, very profitable ranch. I was thinking of my cousin and his property, in his family, how they once had a very large farmstead. So I was thinking about a lot of stuff as this was coming together. And that really played a big part in what I wanted to do with this car. Is there going to be another car to follow? Maybe 2 or 3 or 4. We got the Kinky Cheryl articulated we're working on, which we'll be jumping back on that. Then we have, I may wind up doing another car, or a couple of cars or something. And who knows? I might even get a wild hair at my butt and go to Home Depot and say, hey, you got any 2-inch round PVC piping with a little neck? You never know. I might wind up building a water car to go with this one. And that's another thought process, because if you're a cattle rancher and you're traveling with your cattle, well, you may have your own car and your crew car, but if you're traveling long distance with them, your cattle will need water. Aren't you got to spray them down to occasionally to, keep them cool? You don't need a water car. Sounds like a plan to me. So, there was things like that I think about while I'm doing this. And I allow the car to take me where it wants to go. As weird as that sounds, but that's true. And I think that's where a lot of people's best creativity comes, is when they allow it to talk to you, in a sense. And you put your mindset into what you're doing, and think about, what about when they're back in this day or that day, or whatever. So that's how this all came about. It is still a modern day take on the hutch, and I think when this is all said and done, it's going to pop really, really nicely, and it's going to pop no matter what. I mean, you put this on a layout, this is going to be, again, as History in the Dark would say, big chunkus. And it's going to have an elegant style to it. Elegance. That's part of what I was after with this car as well. Yeah. I can't wait to hook this up to my locomotive. Because in the back of my mind, I know I'm going to be sitting back there. Yeah, come play with my knuckle coupler. Come on back here. Hook on up. Let's hook up. I can't believe I just did that. But, so there's that. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And no, we have not clear coated yet. I'm going to wait and do that because, like I said, I have to do all the railing, have to paint all this, and the stacks. I still got to finish up this one little piece down here, which I will do that probably tonight before I go to bed, because it won't take me but 8-10 minutes to cut it out. And then once all the painting's done, the detail work, then at that point I will clear coat everything. So very, very super, super excited. And even my wife has said sometimes I come up and take absolutely nothing and come up with something. And that's just my thinking on it. So there you go. Last video for the night, and I will see y'all tomorrow as we're doing the clear coat video. I might do a second video on that one tomorrow too, as I'm painting some of this, so y'all can see the actual things I go through while I'm doing this. As always, please be safe this weekend. I know it's Saturday night, and things do happen. Please be safe. I'd like to see each and every one of you back. As always, keep the shiny side up, rubber down. Please hit like and subscribe. Drop some comments. I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Good night.